Hi everyone, my name is Julia Tang. I'm a physical therapist at Breakthrough Physical Therapy, and I'm here today with another quick lower body strength workout. This workout is going to include your warm-up and your cool-down, and a superset style workout, which you can do with dumbbells or weights or just body weight. And so the whole thing is going to be just over 30 minutes here. Okay? So the format of the workout is we're going to do a quick 5-minute warm-up, and then we'll do the main set, which will be superset style. So we'll do one exercise which focuses on one muscle group, and then another exercise alternating with the first exercise that focuses on a slightly different muscle group. So we just go back and forth, which means you can get more muscle burn, more efficient workout, more calorie burn in less time, which I really like that and helps keep your heart rate up a little bit too. Okay? And then we'll finish with a 5-minute cool down. Okay? So let's get started. So the warm-up is going to be just 10 exercises through, about 30 seconds for each warm-up, or for each exercise, okay? So let me get my timer here. And we're going to start with a jog in place. So just kind of light jog in place, get the blood flowing, because the idea of a warm-up is you want to get your heart rate up a little bit and also maybe break a little bit of a sweat, and most importantly, get your body ready, get your muscles ready to do the motions we're going to do during the workout. So this will be a quick workout here. The next one we're going to do is an alternating quad stretch and heel raise. So you're just going to grab your ankle, come up on your toe, and then switch. And you want to keep your knees close together for this one. Try not to let it flare out to the side, because then you're not really getting a good quad stretch. Keep your body nice and upright. If you need, you can hold on to a chair or wall or something for balance. Someone once told me that pulling on your ear helps you balance. I don't know about that, but you can try it. Whatever works for you. The next one is going to be a butt kicker. So just get your heel up towards your butt. If you want to keep this low impact, you can just do a walking butt kicker. That's okay too. But to get your heart rate up a little more, you can start bouncing on the balls of your feet here. So just getting the heart rate up. Next one is a Frankenstein. So keep your leg straight, kind of alternating back and forth. Kick up your foot, use your core, so you don't want to be crunching forward. Keep your back straight, kick up your leg as high as you can. If you can only get here while keeping your back straight and your knees straight, that's fine. It's just a little bit of a hamstring stretch, a little bit of a core workout. Next one's going to be a walk down to plank, so knees straight as possible. Walk down to plank, come back up, a little active hamstring stretch here, and then warming up the core, which is always a good thing. Keep it going. Alright, so the next one is going to be a side lunge. So feet nice and wide, and just lunge side to side. You should feel a little bit of an inner thigh stretch here. And also we're working already on the hip hinge. Push your hips back for this exercise here. So push those hips back, get a quick little stretch, come back up, switch sides. Next one is an alternating lunge. So you're going to get down, lunge forward, open up towards the knee that's in front, and then switch sides. So you get a little bit of hip flexor stretch, little hamstring stretch, a little bit of a torso stretch in there. This one's really nice for upper back mobility. And as you can tell, I'm definitely starting to breathe, which is good. All right, I'm going to start with jumping jacks. Really get the heart rate up. If you want it low impact, just do a side step jack. But if you're up for the full impact version, You can do a full jumping jack here with me. This is our second to last interval. We just have one more warm-up exercise after this. We're going to start it up. It's going to be a high knee. So again, keeping your back nice and straight. Standing upright. Get the knees up high, low impact. Do a high knee march. But this is our last one before we get into the workout. So really try and get that heart rate up here. All right, go ahead and bring it down. So now we're ready for the workout. Okay, so now here's the main workout. So we're going to do groups of 2, and we're going to do each group of 2 twice. The first time through, I'll do it with weight just to show you, and then the second time I'll do it with body weight as your other option, okay? And I have a nice array of dumbbells here, but like I said, you can use a small pet, you can use sacks of flour, sacks of rice, water bottles, whatever you have on hand. A backpack full of books or heavy objects works great, but whatever you have, just get yourself a little bit of weight, and let's get started. So the first 2 exercises are going to be squats and deadlifts. So I'll get my weight here. So you can either rack up top or towards the bottom, but we're just doing 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. Make sure your feet are about shoulder width apart. Initiate the squat with a hip hinge. So breathe, inhale, exhale. Inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up. Go through the motion nice and controlled. Steady breathing. So we're doing 2 sets of these. Quick 15-second break. Put your weights down. Bend your knees when you put down your weights. Shake it out a little bit. Then we'll go right into those deadlifts. Again, shoulder width apart, flat back, shoulders back. You're only going as far down as you can, keeping your back flat. If you start to round your back, that's too far. So maybe you only get to here. That's fine. Doesn't matter. Just do the best you can. You should get a little bit more flexible as you go. This is a nice active lengthening exercise for the hamstrings, as well as strengthening for the glutes and hamstrings. Really working on that hip hinge. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. Good. Okay, so for the next set, I'm going to put my weights aside, and we'll do those squats again. This time I'll just show you the body weight version. So you can go a little bit faster with body weight. So inhale, exhale. And if you really want to challenge yourself, you can do it nice and slow and controlled here, or you can try and really bump up the speed a little bit. If you don't have any weights handy, just do reps. You can build strength this way too. Working on that hip hinge. Initiate the squat with that hip hinge, pushing your hips back like you're going to sit on a chair. Keep it going. We're almost done with this one. Okay, quick break. Shake it out. You can keep up a light jog. Just keep your heart rate up. Active rest intervals here. Then we're going back into the deadlifts. So flat back. No weight this time, which means you can go a little bit faster. But still think about hinging at the hips. It helps to push your butt backwards, because you don't just want to lean forward. Keep your weight in your heels. Counterbalance by pushing your hips backwards a little bit as you bring your chest and trunk down. So you're just making a nice hip hinge here. The next 2 exercises are going to be a sumo squat and a wide leg deadlift. So we'll go right into those after this interval. Good. All right, quick break. Get your weights for your sumo squat. So the sumo squat, you're going to have your feet nice and wide, toes pointed out. You want your knees tracking over your feet. This one, since your feet are out wide, your chest should stay close to vertical. You're just dropping your weight down directly between those feet. So keep it going here. Make sure your weight is still in those heels. Keep breathing. Inhale down. Exhale up. All right, we're going into those wide leg deadlifts. So toes pointing straight forward, but feet a little bit wider than shoulder width here. I'm going to use the same weight for this one. Up to you. Hinge at the hips. Come forward. This is a little different motion, so it feels really awkward. Definitely drop your weight. I'd rather you have good form than really bulk up on the weight here because you don't want to injure yourself. So same idea. You're still hip hinging. Your knees are straight but soft, not locked out completely. And you're just trying to get a really nice lengthening of the hamstring in the back, strengthening the hamstrings and glutes as you come up. Come all the way up to vertical. Good. Okay, put my weights down. And then we'll go into the next round here. Sumo squats, we can do those body weight. And here we go. So again, feet nice and wide, toes pointing out a little bit, knees tracking over feet, and you can speed it up a little bit here if you're just doing body weight. Or you can do that second round with the weights. Doesn't matter. Whatever you have available for you. And wherever your fitness level's at, something is better than nothing. So do what you can do. If you need to take longer breaks, you can always hit the pause button. Whatever works for you. So almost done here. And then we'll go back to those wide leg deadlifts. Okay, shake it out. Get in some of that active rest. And I really like listening to music when I work out, so if you like music, turn it on. Drown out my voice, doesn't matter. Wide leg deadlifts. Sometimes the music just helps you motivate to get that last little push. So do what you gotta do. It's also more fun to work out to music, I think. Some people don't like working out to music, but usually I do. So push those hips back. Push your butt behind you. Nice wide-legged deadlift here. This is the last interval, and then we're going to take a quick water break before we come back for the next group. Inhale, exhale. Inhale down, exhale up. You can pretend like you're holding weights here. Good. All right, so we've reached to the end of group one, which means we have a quick little water break. Pause here if you want a little bit of extra time. You can kind of keep your feet moving, grab a sip of water, but not too much. And just kind of walk around, shake it out a little bit, and then we'll be right back for more. All right, so the next group of 4 exercises, we're going to do reverse lunges, single leg deadlifts, one interval on one side, one interval on the second side, lateral lunges, and curtsy lunges. So here we go. Start off with those reverse lunges. Get your weights. Here we go. So step back into the lunge, drop smoothly down beneath your feet, holding your weights at your sides. You can also just hold one weight right in front of you, or you can do this body weight. Keep your weight in your front heel. So you want both legs to get to about a 90-degree bend. You're trying to keep your trunk upright. You don't want to be leaning forward or like step back, down, up, forward. Try to make it smooth, step back and lower at the same time. Keep nice even breathing throughout this motion. Alright, the next one is going to be single leg deadlifts. So we'll start on the left leg. Go ahead and drop your waist for this one. Get your balance. Keep your back leg in line with your trunk. Then you're just going to do a single leg deadlift. Your standing knee should be soft but straight. I love single leg deadlifts as a balance, stability exercise. It's good for hamstring strength, hamstring lengthening. Focus on this glute here. You gotta lift up that leg, get it all the way straight. So it's really a full body exercise. Big core exercise here because you have to keep your trunk straight and your leg in line with your trunk. And of course, because you're on one leg, it's a balance exercise. Alright, so remember that leg because we're going to do the other one on the second round, but we'll go ahead and go back into those reverse lunges. I'll do it with no weight this time. Jog in place for your active rest. Alright, and then back into those reverse lunges. So focusing on letting both knees bend. You're going to have your front knee bending and your back knee bending. So again, trying to get about 90 degrees here on both knees. You don't have to touch your knee to the ground. I usually don't because I don't like slamming my kneecaps into the ground. So you just kind of come to a hover and then come right back up all the way vertical. Keep breathing. Oxygen is important. Breathing is important. You don't want to wake up, pass out on the floor. Alright, some active rest here. And then we're going back to that single leg deadlift on the right side. Or the other side, whichever one you did before, do the opposite side this time. Get your balance. Here we go. So you want to keep your hips level. And if you can't go this far down, fine. Maybe you can only get to here. That's totally fine. Just get as far as you can. The more you do these correctly, the better you'll get at them. You'll get a little bit more hamstring flexibility, better core strength and balance, better glute strength here. It's a really great full body exercise. Really good for body awareness, figuring out where your body is in space, and learning to balance yourself. Alright, so now we're moving on to our second pair of exercises, lateral lunges and curtsy lunges. So pick up your weights again for those lateral lunges. Set your feet nice and wide, and here we go. So lunge to the side, hinging back into your hips, feet pointing straight forward. Sit back into the glutes. You really want to make sure you're pushing your weight back into your hips. You don't want to come forward. That's not good for your knee. Doesn't load up your glute. You should really feel loading up into your glutes, kind of the outside of your thigh. You'll feel it in your quad too. But really trying to keep weight towards your heels, working on that hip hinge. All right, next one is curtsy lunges. Moving my computer here. I usually use a pretty light weight for curtsy lunges. It's a little bit of an interesting motion. So for curtsy lunges, you just step behind and a little bit across. So it's kind of like a curtsy. And if you can't get so far behind, that's okay. You can kind of step less across, more straight behind. This is going to work on your balance. It also works on the knee at a slightly different angle. But same rules apply as the reverse lunges. Try and keep your trunk upright. Both knees should be bending. And as always, steady breathing. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Keep it up here. All right, so I'm going to drop my weights for the next set. Come to the active rest. So as always, you can keep holding on to your weights. You do what you want to do, but I just want to show you both options. Back to those lateral lunges. And again, without weight, you can really increase the speed a little bit. So come up and then sink back down. Get all the way vertical in between each side lunge. Squeeze that glute at the top here. You want maximum glute work. Woo! I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely sweating. Gotta turn on my fan. But this is good. This is what we want. Constant motion, getting the leg burn, keeping the heart rate up, and doing a wide variety of exercises, so hopefully you're not too bored. All right, quick break. We're going back to those curtsy lunges. This is my style of workout. I don't like boring workouts. I like to stay moving. All right, here we go. So step behind and across in that curtsy. And challenge yourself. See if you can, especially with body weight, see if you can step a little bit farther across. This is challenging for your balance. Still keeping your trunk upright here. You don't want to go too crazy, like stepping out here, then you get in some weird position. But while still having good mechanics with your knee, kind of step as far behind and across as you can. See, I have a little wobble here and there. That's fine. It means you're challenging yourself. So we're almost done with this here, and we'll get another little water break. All right, so grab another sip of water. You can keep your feet moving, walk around, do a light jog in place, and then we'll come right back for that last set. Okay, so for the last set of 4 exercises here, the first 2 are going to be single leg squats, one on one side, one on the other side. The second one is going to be triple extension heel raises, so you'll need a wall or a counter, something to lean it up against. Then we're going to do a little bit of jumping right at the end just to finish everything off. We'll do 3, 2, 1 jump squats and then lateral jumps. Okay, so here we go. Got my timer here. No weight for the single leg squats. And we're going to alternate between forward and back. So I'm going to do my left leg first, forward first, and then my leg is back. So bring my leg forward, and bring my leg back. You want to keep this standing knee really nice and stable. You don't want it wobbling all over the place as you go down. That's not a stable knee. Sink your weight back into your hips. Get as low as you can control. If you can do a full pistol squat, good on you. It's a little bit hard to do for 45 seconds straight, but to each their own. All right, so we're going to find a wall here for the triple extension heel raise. This is the wall I'm choosing. You want to get your body in a nice plank position. We're going to hammer the left side first. So right knee up towards chest. You're going to get up. We call this triple extension heel raise because your hip, your knee, and your ankle are all extending here. So this is a really good one for runners. It's kind of the angle that you need to get your body in for running. Wow. And I definitely already feel that calf burn. So lower down and control up. You don't just want to drop down. If this is too challenging, you can always go to a double leg here. But if you can, try and keep it as a single leg. Keep your core nice and tight. Woo! Shake that out. And then all this is no weight. We're going to go back and repeat everything on the right side or the other side, whichever side you didn't just do. We'll start out with those squats, single leg squats. I'll show you from the side this time. So forward and then back. And if you can, try not to tap your foot down in between. If you have to, that's fine. But as your balance gets better, try and just hold your leg up the whole time, this whole interval. Wow, and I still feel that calf burning from those heel raises. As much as you can, try and keep your back straight during these squats. With your leg forward, it's a little bit harder. But when you bring your leg behind, it should be nice and straight. All right. Mentally prepare yourself for going back for that second round of triple extension heel raises. Shake out the calves, get in your position, and start it up. Feel the burn on this one. This is what we come for. I don't like to do things that are easy. That means we're not getting any better. So I feel that burn right away. And as always, you can do a double leg, triple extension heel raise here. That's fine. But if you can, do the single leg. So controlling up, control down. Keep that core nice and tight so you're not sinking or arching. And finish out this interval here. Next one we have is really a burner. All right, so shake that out real quick. And we're going to squat jumps. 45 seconds is a long time, so we're going to do 3, 2, 1 squat jumps instead of continuous squat jumps. So we're going to lower 3, 2, 1, jump, land. And then 3, 2, 1, jump, land. 3, 2, 1, jump, land. So absorb the shock in your landing. And if you really want to keep it low impact, you can just do a squat to heel raise. Squat to heel raise. Otherwise, 3, 2, 1, jump, land. You can also do a slightly smaller jump if you want to go kind of midway impact. You don't have to get maximum height. But if you want the challenge, get that max height. Next one we're doing is a lateral jump. So it'll be side to side, really working on that kind of athletic cutting motion. 45 seconds. So you can start small. And again, for low impact option, you can do a side step, wide side step. Medium impact, do a really small side to side. But as you get better at it, try and increase your side-to-side excursion here. Landing, absorbing into that knee. You don't want it to cave in or cave out when you're landing. That's a dangerous position for your knee. This is why we work on these things. You want to have excellent landing mechanics when you're out on the field, doing whatever sport. Woo! Little break here. And then we'll go for the last 2 intervals. 3, 2, 1 squat jumps. And you can go one right into the next, or land, break, 3, 2, 1, jump. Up to you. Challenge yourself. This is the last one of these squat jumps. Then one more lateral jumps. And then that'll be it for the main portion of the workout. Soft landings. Unfortunately, my alphabet tiles here are kind of loud. So it sounds like I'm really smacking down. But try and make your landings as soft as possible. Alright, here we go. Last 45 seconds. 45 seconds. Stand between you and the cool down. So try and push it here. Get as far side to side as you can. And if you can also increase your speed here. You always have the low impact option of just stepping. Try and really push it. Whatever level you're at, try and push it here. We're almost done. Keep breathing. This is where music comes in handy to help motivate yourself. I like jumping to the beat of the music. Woo! And that's it. You're all done. All we have left is the cool down, which is important. So get a quick sip of water and then stick around for our cool down and stretch. Okay, so you made it through the workout. Awesome job. So all we have left is the cool down and stretch, which is important just to bring your heart rate down. And your muscles are nice and warm, so it's a great time to stretch them just to help improve your flexibility and improve your blood flow. So here we go, starting with a forward bend. Wide-legged forward bend. First, you can start with your back flat. We're going to do 30 seconds for each of these exercises. And then you can gradually just let yourself sink lower into it. You can reach over towards one leg. Hold for a few seconds, reach over towards the other leg. Get that stretch in there, come back towards the middle. Standing up in a quad stretch. So if you need a chair, wall, or something to hold on to, that's fine. Keep your knees together, hips level, shoulders back, nice up tall. Try and get that quad stretch going. I don't know about you guys, but I am dripping sweat over here, which is a sign of a good workout. So much so that I had to turn on my fan over here. So now I got a nice little breeze on me as we stretch here. Go ahead and switch sides. And you want to keep your knees together, try not to flare out. If you can't quite reach your ankle, grab a towel or a pillowcase or something, loop it around your ankle, and then stretch that way. If you can't quite get your heel all the way towards your butt here. So this is just a nice quad stretch. For the next stretch, we'll have to go find a wall or a counter or something to lean on for our calf stretch. Alright, go get that wall. 1 foot back, 1 foot forward. Try and get your body in a straight line. You should feel a stretch in the back of your calf in the back here. In the back of the calf of your rear leg, I should say. And you can bend your knee a little bit. You should feel a stretch a little bit lower down in the calf. I kind of toggle back and forth between a straight knee and a bent knee. Go ahead and switch sides, same thing. Your body should be all nice and in line. It's not enough of a stretch, just back your leg up a little bit. And you can toggle back and forth between that bent knee. Feel a little bit lower down in the calf, your soleus. And then also, straight knee, you'll feel it higher up in your gastroc. So get a nice stretch here. Alright, next one coming to a hip flexor stretch. So 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Oops, get your balance. And sink in. Try and tilt your pelvis forward. You can reach overhead. Lean away from the leg that's behind. Get a little bit more stretch in that hip flexor. And breathe. You should feel a stretch in the front of that hip here. Good, go ahead and switch. So one tip, take your hips, tuck them under a little bit, and then sink into the stretch. Because you don't want to just let your back arch, then you're stretching your stomach and not your hip. So make sure your hips are nice and tucked under a little bit. You can lean over into that stretch here. Nice steady breathing. Good. Okay, so coming down to the ground, we're going to do a pigeon. So you're going to try and get your shin kind of perpendicular to your back leg. And you can either stay up here or come down. This is a nice glute stretch here. Breathe into it. You're trying to keep your hips level. So if your hips are really cocked up to the side, that's not a great stretch. You might have to bring your foot in a little bit. Go ahead and switch sides. So I'll show you here. So try and get your shin perpendicular to the rest of your body here. You can either stay up here. If you need to, you can bring your heel in a little bit more. Try and get perpendicular. Hips level. And then sink into that stretch as much as you can. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Sink into the stretch. Alright, the last one's going to be a butterfly stretch. So feet together. And you can use your forearms to push down on your knees here. If this is too much, you can always move your legs a little bit farther out, or your knees might be up here. That's okay. As far as you can get down, that's fine. This is our last stretch here. You should feel a nice stretch on the inner thigh. Breathe into it. And that double beep means that we are done with our cool down. So that was it. Just over 30 minutes. You got a great lower body strength workout and even a little bit of jumping in there if that's your jam. There's also low impact options for this whole thing. So give yourself a pat on the back. I'm really dripping sweat here, so I know I worked hard and I bet you did too. So great job. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.